Good evening and welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Before beginning the bulletin, Rajya Sabha TV appeals to all its viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly, and maintain physical distancing while stepping outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. And now, let's get you the headlines. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar writes to farmers, urges them not to be misled by vested interests, reiterates government ready to give written assurance on MSP. India assures Bangladesh of assistance in post-COVID economic recovery and supply of vaccine. In summit with Sheikh Hasina, Prime Minister Modi says strengthening relations between the two nations is top priority. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu underscores need to make agriculture climate resilient, profitable and sustainable. Appreciates government's efforts to increase the incomes of farmers. India's COVID-19 recovery rate of 95.31% higher than global recovery rate of 70.27%. USA, Brazil, Russia and Italy report lesser recovery rates. And India achieves another milestone in the space field. ISRO launches 42nd communication satellite CMS-01, tele-education, telemedicine and disaster management to receive huge boost. India has assured Bangladesh of help in the post-COVID recovery of the economy and also supply of a vaccine once it is available. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave the assurance during the India-Bangladesh virtual summit. Bangladesh said it will support India in all multilateral levels and strategic fields. Here's a detailed report. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosted the India-Bangladesh virtual summit on Thursday. It comes at a time when both nations are observing the 50th year of victory over Pakistan that led to the creation of Bangladesh.
विजय दिवस के अवसर पर कल मैंने भारत में राष्ट्रीय समर स्मारक में श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पित किए और एक स्वर्णिम विजय मशाल प्रज्वलित करी। ये 4 विजय मशाल पूरे भारत में भ्रमण करेगी और हमारे शहीदों के गांव-गांव ले जाएगी। 16 दिसंबर से हम स्वर्णिम विजय वर्ष मना रहे हैं, जिसमें भारत भर में कई कार्यक्रम आयोजित किए जाएंगे।
Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said, with increasing connectivity and cooperation, both countries can now move together in contributing to the global value chain. She said India is assisting Bangladesh in strengthening its manufacturing and service sectors.
I must commend you, Excellency, for the manner in which your government has countered COVID-19 in one of the world's most affected and populated zones. Apart from your healthcare packages, the economic packages introduced under your initiative of Atmanirbhar Bharat is admirable. We believe India will play an even more important role in the global economy through your policies taken. In Bangladesh also, we have introduced stimulus packages to the tune of $14.14 billion to offset the economic and social impacts of the pandemic.
Both Prime Ministers inaugurated 2 projects that included new rail connection between Haldibari in India and Chilahari in Bangladesh. They also inaugurated a digital exhibition on Mahatma Gandhi and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. besides jointly unveiling a commemorative postal stamp issued by India on the birth centenary of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. 7 agreements were signed on the occasion. They include cooperation on oil and gas, India's grant assistance for projects in Bangladesh, protocol on trans-boundary elephant conservation, supply of equipments from India for solid waste management, cooperation in agriculture, MOU between National Museum of India and Bangabandhu Museum of Dhaka, and terms of reference of India-Bangladesh CEOs Forum.
वैश्विक महामारी के कारण यह वर्ष बहुत ही चुनौतीपूर्ण रहा है, लेकिन संतोष का विषय है कि इस कठिन समय में भारत और बांग्लादेश के बीच अच्छा सहयोग रहा। चाहे वो दवाइयां या मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट हो या फिर हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल के साथ काम करना हो, वैक्सीन के क्षेत्र में भी हमारे बीच अच्छा सहयोग चल रहा है। इस सिलसिले में हम आपकी आवश्यकताओं का भी विशेष ध्यान रखेंगे।
Both leaders also agreed to facilitate border fencing at the international border starting from Tripura. They agreed that loss of civilian lives due to border incidents should be reduced to zero through coordination.
There is no doubt India's relationship with Bangladesh is very special and it will remain so in future also. But there will be need to refresh it time and again, and that is what both countries are doing. And India is making a biopic made by Syam Benegal on Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, showcasing his contributions to India-Bangladesh relations. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Sabha Television with camera person Suresh in Delhi.
With the farmers' agitation entering the 4th week, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has written a letter to the farmers protesting against the farm laws, urging them not to believe in what he called white lies being spread in the name of MSP and APMC mandis. In his 8-page letter, Tomar said the government is ready to give written assurance on MSP. He said the new laws have created a ray of hope amongst many farmers, and examples of the new laws benefiting farmers have also been seen from across different parts of the country. However, he said myths are being created among different organizations about these laws. He asserted that as the agriculture minister of the country, it is his duty to dispel the confusion and anxiety faced by every farmer in the country. He went on to say that in the last 6 years, the Modi government has taken several steps for the benefit of the farmers. He added that through these farm laws, the government has provided an additional option to the farmers to sell their product anywhere that they want. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi took to Twitter and shared the letter written by the Union Agriculture Minister to the farmers. In his message on Twitter, the Prime Minister appealed to the farmers to go through the letter, saying that the Agriculture Minister has expressed his feelings and is trying to have a polite dialogue with them. The Prime Minister also urged citizens to share the letter to as many people as possible. Addressing a farmers' rally in Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath on Thursday said that the opposition and those who do not like the progress of farmers and the country are misleading on the farm laws.
प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने भी और केंद्रीय कृषि मंत्री जी ने बार-बार कहा है कि कृषि संबंधी सुधार के लिए जो कानून भारत सरकार ने बनाए हैं, यह किसानों की जमीनों को किसी को भी कब्जा करने की छूट नहीं देती है। मंडी समाप्त करने की कहीं कोई व्यवस्था नहीं, मंडी तो ये चलेंगे ही, लेकिन एक निजी क्षेत्र में मंडी एक स्वस्थ प्रतिस्पर्धा को बढ़ाने के लिए प्रारंभ किया जा रहा है, जिससे किसानों को ज्यादा दाम मिल सके। किसान अपनी उपज को मंडी के अलावा अगर कहीं बाहर बेचना चाहेगा, उस पे किसी भी प्रकार का कोई टैक्स नहीं लगेगा। यह गारंटी देने की एक व्यवस्था इसमें की जा रही है। लेकिन भाइयों बहनों, गुमराह करने का प्रयास ये विपक्ष और कुछ चुनिंदा लोग जिन्हें भारत की प्रगति और किसानों की प्रगति और किसानों की खुशहाली अच्छी नहीं लग रही है, वे लगातार गुमराह करने का कार्य कर रहे हैं।
Venkaiah Naidu on Thursday called for making agriculture climate resilient, profitable and sustainable while ensuring remunerative prices to farmers and food and nutritional security to millions of people. Addressing the 41st convocation of Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, the Vice President stressed on the need to develop technologies that lessen vulnerability of small and marginal farmers. Referring to agriculture as the backbone of rural economy, the Vice President said that agriculture has always been an integral part of Indian culture and civilization.
With more than 50% of our population still depend on agriculture for their livelihood, this sector is the backbone of our rural economy. Therefore, the need of the hour is to make agriculture climate resilient, profitable and productive, while ensuring food and nutritional security to millions of people. The climate change is real. We have to keep that also in mind and formulate our policies, our programs. That's why I always say, nature, culture, together for better future. We have to understand the challenges that are thrown up by the climate change, including the present pandemic.
Praising the farmers for displaying indomitable spirit and dedication during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the Vice President noted that agriculture is one sector that performed well despite the challenges posed by the pandemic. The Vice President also appreciated the government's efforts to increase the incomes of the farmers.
There was no impact of COVID on the area covered under Kharif crops, though the farmers also were affected. The area under cultivation has increased around 59 lakh hectare. More area was reported under Kharif crops as compared to last year. What a remarkable achievement of the hard-working farmers. The timely pre-positioning of inputs by the governments of India, states, like seeds, pesticides, fertilizers, machinery and credit has made it possible for larger coverage during the lockdown conditions.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Thursday held the 5th pre-budget consultations with representatives of the social sector ahead of the Union Budget 2021-22. Public investment in social infrastructure like education, health and other services is a key determinant of quality of life of the people. The government has a firm commitment to improving educational standards, skilling the youth, enhancing job opportunities, reducing disease burden, empowering women, and improving human development in order to have inclusive development. And the Defence Ministry on Thursday approved procurement of weapons and military equipment worth 28,000 crore rupees for the 3 services. The Defence Acquisition Council, headed by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, approved proposals to procure equipment worth 28,000 crore rupees from domestic industry. The ministry said 6 of the 7 proposals, that is 27,000 crore rupees out of the 28,000 crore rupees, will be sourced from the Indian industry to give a boost to the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives. The approved acquisition proposals of various weapons, platforms, equipment and systems were required by the Indian Army, the Indian Navy and the Indian Air Force. Deputy Election Commissioner Sudeep Jain is on a 2-day tour to West Bengal to take stock of the poll preparedness for the assembly elections to be held next year. On Thursday, he held discussions with district officials regarding the poll preparations. During the visit, he is likely to visit North Bengal and also hold meetings with government officials there. He will also be interacting with health officials to ensure polls amid the COVID-19 pandemic situation. Assembly polls are slated to be held in West Bengal in April and May next year. And time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us.
The prolific British poet and story writer Joseph Rudyard Kipling, one of the first masters of short stories in English. In 1894 appeared his Jungle Book, which became a children's classic all over the world. Kim, the story of Kimball O'Hara and his adventures in the Himalayas, is perhaps his most felicitous work published. Set in and concerned with India he had come to know and love so well. In 1907, Kipling became the first English language writer to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature.
Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. A look now at the COVID-19 situation in the country. At 95.31%, India's recovery rate is among the highest in the world. While the global figure for recovery rate is 70.27%, USA, Brazil, Russia and Italy are reporting lesser recovery rates. India reported 24,010 new cases of coronavirus on Thursday morning, taking the total number of cases in the country to over 99,56,000. With 355 new deaths reported in the last 24 hours, the total death toll in India stands at 1,44,451. With 33,291 new recoveries in the same period, India continues to report more daily recoveries than the daily new cases. The active caseload of the country stands at 3,22,000. The share of active cases in the total positive cases has further shrunk to 3.24%. Total recovered cases stand at 94.8 lakh. Total tests have crossed 15 crore 78 lakh. 11,58,000 tests were conducted in the last 24 hours. Kerala reported 6,185 cases in the last 24 hours. West Bengal recorded 2,293 new cases, while Chhattisgarh registered 1,661 new COVID cases on Thursday. Maharashtra reported 95 deaths. West Bengal saw a fatality count of 46, while national capital Delhi reported 32 new deaths due to coronavirus. India's first indigenous COVID-19 vaccine, Covaxin, has been found to be safe with no serious side effects in phase 1 trials. Early trial results have shown that the potential COVID-19 vaccine is well tolerated in all volunteers. The vaccine induced robust immune response in its first phase clinical trials. Trials were conducted on 375 participants across 11 hospitals. The vaccine is jointly developed by Bharat Biotech, the Indian Council of Medical Research, and the National Institute of Virology. Covaxin can be stored at 2 degrees and 8 degrees Celsius, making it compatible with the National Immunization Program. The potential vaccine is now progressing well in phase 3 human trials involving nearly 26,000 volunteers. India on Thursday strongly condemned the vandalization of the statue of Mahatma Gandhi outside the Indian Embassy in Washington, D.C. Addressing the media, MEA spokesperson Anurag Srivastava said, "Our mission has strongly taken this up with the concerned U.S. authorities and have also sought an early investigation into the matter." A violent group of Khalistani separatists on Saturday had desecrated Mahatma Gandhi's statue outside the Indian Embassy in Washington, D.C. during a demonstration.
We have strongly condemned this act of vandalism against the universally respected icon of peace and justice by miscreants masquerading as protesters. Our mission has strongly taken this up with concerned US authorities, and we have sought an early investigation as well as action as per applicable law. This matter has also been taken up with the US Embassy in Delhi, and a similar message has been conveyed to them.
Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan on Thursday met Oman's Minister for Commerce and Industry, Qais bin Mohammed Al Yusuf. Both leaders held discussions on strengthening bilateral economic cooperation on energy, healthcare, mining, tourism and development cooperation. The minister conveyed India's willingness to be Oman's partner in its Vision 2040 and also sought Oman's partnership in the making of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Muralidharan also participated in the 20th Council of Ministers meeting of the Indian Ocean Rim Association. On Wednesday, the minister had called on Oman's Foreign Minister Badr al-Busaidi and discussed bilateral relations between the two countries, including cooperation against the COVID-19 pandemic. And the Indian Space Research Organisation on Thursday launched the country's 42nd communication satellite named CMS-01. This is the second satellite launched by the space organisation amid the prevailing COVID-19 outbreak. The workhorse rocket PSLV-C-50 carrying the satellite lifted off from the second launch pad of the Satish Dhawan Space Centre in Sriharikota. The CMS-01 is envisaged to provide services in the extended C-band of the frequency spectrum, whose coverage will include the Indian mainland, Andaman Nicobar and the Lakshadweep Islands as well. The satellite will be the first in a new series of communication satellites by India after the GSAT and INSAT series. ISRO Chairman Dr. K. Sivan congratulated the whole team.
I am extremely happy to declare that PSLV C-50 successfully injected CMS-01, the communication satellite, precisely in the predefined sub-GTO orbit. The satellite is functioning very well, and another 4 days from now, the satellite will be placed in the specified slot in geosynchronous orbit. And subsequently, this satellite is going to function as the continuation of the GSAT-12, which was launched 11 years back. I am sure that this satellite will be doing all the functions as planned successfully.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu congratulated ISRO for the successful launch of the communication satellite. In a Twitter message, he said he was happy to note that it was the second launch by ISRO during the COVID-19 pandemic, despite difficult conditions. In Punjab, the Border Security Force on Thursday killed 2 intruders who were trying to infiltrate into India at the Indo-Pak border near the Rajtal border post in Amritsar. Security forces recovered several weapons, including 1 AK-56 rifle, a pistol, bullets, and also magazines from the encounter site. The Sports Ministry on Thursday formally recognized Yogasan as a competitive sport. Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju and Minister of Ayush Shripad Yesso Naik formally promoted Yogasan as a competitive sport during an event. The move was made to encourage yoga, spread awareness about its benefits. National Yogasan Sport Federation of India was also established for preservation and development of yoga as a competitive sport. Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju said the ministry will start by providing financial support to the NYSFI so that the federation can chart out its plan for the coming year. He also said Yogasan will be inducted in future Khelo India Games program as well. And that's it from us in this bulletin. But before we leave, we once again urge and appeal to all our viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks and wear them properly. Wash hands and face regularly and maintain physical distancing while stepping outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the ongoing pandemic. Good night, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.